Hello everyone, I'm Sahithi Mankala and I'm a product manager at Appian in our Total Experience group, and I work on our UI design tools. I'm excited to be here with you all today to talk about designing powerful user experiences. Okay. Now, I know it's not the most fun topic, but I'm sure we've all had to deal with an auto insurance incident at some point in our lives with some level of involvement. And along with a car accident involves a lot of paperwork. You have to fill out form after form after form. And I'm sure we've had to fill out forms online that just weren't the best. We've seen designs that are visually unappealing, navigation that leaves you so confused, functionality that might not work, and ultimately leaves you feeling frustrated. Poor designs can make simple tasks feel like a chore. We also understand that your customer might have complex business requirements, and that you as a developer have to figure out how to achieve those and build them out. We know what you live through and want to help you with that as you're building out your UIs. But what makes a powerful UI? Powerful UIs aren't just about functionality. There's three key areas that great UIs and great UI design employ. First, data-driven. Your data is the most important thing you want to start from and build your experiences around. Great designs revolve around your data. Second, beautiful. Beautiful designs invoke enthusiasm within your users and improve overall user perception while using your applications. And last but not least, intuitive. Your UI should be easy to understand from the get-go with a clear information hierarchy. For example, it should be intuitive to know what order you should consume the different elements of the UI and how they relate to each other. And I'm here to tell you that with our latest design experience in 25.2, we're going to make your lives as developers better and help you get data-driven, beautiful, and intuitive UIs easier than ever before. We'll show you how to build a UI just like this in our session today. We'll demonstrate how our platform streamlines the design process, provides powerful configuration options, and ultimately helps you deliver experiences that your users will truly love. You're going to see what's new in form design in 25.2 to help you get a form just like this. Get recommendations on best practices, what you should start thinking about as you're designing, and what you should start doing differently. Get ready to see how you can transform your UI design workflow and achieve exceptional results with Appian. More specifically, in today's session, we'll cover how to generate fully functional interfaces connected to your data fabric, using our new powerful tools to configure your desired behavior, which ultimately help you create beautiful experiences that your users will love. For the majority of our session, I'm going to walk through 2 demo flows showcasing features that exist in Appian today and many new features that are going to come in our upcoming 25.2 release. And we'll tie in each of these 3 outcomes to our demo flows. So I'm really excited to show you what's in store for you. And for logistics purposes, we'll have some time at the end for any questions. To illustrate our journey, we're going to walk through the creation of 2 forms for our auto insurance company, AutoShield. As we all might know, having to deal with an auto insurance claim is not fun, but submitting your claims and getting them approved is an integral part of that process. Appian is a process company, and we understand the importance of all business processes, especially this one. We can make submitting an auto insurance claim and getting it approved a better experience for everyone. How? By making these forms intuitive and beautiful, it helps users fill out the necessary information faster, improves overall user satisfaction, and makes the entire process less stressful for our folks dealing with a car accident. And we'll make your lives better as developers by making it easy to develop and configure these forms. Okay, let's get started with our first form, the Submit a Claim form, and see how we can help make this business process an easy and smooth experience. Starting with our first topic, we're going to go over how you can generate fully functional interfaces that are connected to your data fabric. Speaking of data-driven UIs, we're starting off with our claim data model in Record Type Designer. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with our Record Type Designer, but for any newer developers, Record Type Designer is our powerful tool to configure your data fabric. It provides a unified way to model, access, and display your data from various different data sources. We've gone ahead and connected our records to a database for our auto insurance application. You can define record fields manually or automatically and establish relationships between different record types, the options being one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-one. And you can see how the different records are related in that clear relationship diagram over there. And something new that you've probably noticed is now that we have updated our header to have a fresh and modern look throughout Appian Designer. Some of you may have spent lots of time setting up validations for your data across your interfaces. Well, I'm here to say that with our brand new record field validation feature coming in 25.2, we're helping you out so you can efficiently reuse validations throughout your application. Let's take a look. Our all-new record field metadata accelerates building out an interface connected to your data. You define the read-only and editable interfaces with validations for each of your data fields. While our user fills out their form to submit a claim, we want to make sure that the incident date is valid and not in the future. So we'll go ahead and add in a sale expression for that. Record fields are specific pieces of information. And with this brand new capability in 25.2 of setting up our validations at the record field level, the definitions here give you governance and reusability. We're saving you work of having to define validations over and over again. So anytime you reference this record field in an interface, this validation will apply. Appian provides you a way to configure default validations so that your UIs are consistent by default. And we'll see this in action in our form later. We're going to switch to the Actions page of Record Type Designer, and here's where we can define actions that our users can perform on individual records. As you may know, we can generate our record actions for creating, updating, and deleting data. With just a few clicks, Appian automatically creates powerful data manipulation actions that you can use for your specific business needs. We've revamped the generating record actions flow starting in 25.1, so it's a great time to try it out again if you haven't already. After we generate these actions, I can now see the interfaces that were created display on my Actions page, directly allowing me to find my desired objects faster. If you recall, we access these interfaces from our process models, but starting in 25.2, that's no longer the case. The actions that we generated will also be added to our interfaces that we will see soon. Another aspect of our generation framework is that starting in 25.2 for our create record action, we will automatically generate a wizard if your data model contains a one-to-many relationship with another record type, which our claim record type does. And since the first form we want to build is a form that allows our user to submit an insurance claim, a wizard is perfect for this. Okay, now we're going to open up the generated interface for our create record action. In just a few clicks with our new generation framework, Appian has created a beautiful, fully functioning starting point for your UI that's based on your data. Amazing. Appian has been generating UIs for you for a while. However, in the past, we've focused on primarily the value of wiring up your UI to your data fabric automatically. But now we've expanded our generation flow to give you a UX designer essentially on your shoulder. So you can automatically get UX best practices baked into every UI to give you the best possible starting point for your user experiences. We're accelerating the starting point of your development so you can focus on your specific business requirements. We deeply care about your experience and want to make sure that you're set up for success. Stepping back a bit, we've landed in Interface Designer. Our experienced folks know that this is Appian's tool for creating and editing user interfaces. You can build interactive forms, dashboards, and UIs using our drag and drop framework and our low-code architecture sail. For our newer app developers, I wanted to share that we have a number of pre-built UI elements like text fields, drop-downs, and chatbots that you can use in your UIs. You can drag and drop these elements from the left-hand palette over here. And by using Appian's predefined UI components and templates, your organization can ensure a consistent look across your different interfaces and applications. You can also tie your interface to your record types easily, like we've done with our generation flow. So whenever there's an update made to any of your data values, they will automatically reflect over here in Interface Designer in your UI. The live view in the center over here is the central panel that displays your interface components so you can visually see how your interface will be. You'll notice that our interface designer has also been redesigned, going from a double header design to a single header. It's also been reorganized with streamlined controls to make it easier to find exactly what you need. Our modes are on the left, so you can toggle between design and expression mode or to preview and edit your interface. Our preview functionality is in the center, so you can preview your branding, your different device widths, as well as any pre-configured translation strings. And our actions are on the right side, where you can undo, redo any changes, test and save, and search for other objects. Design mode, which is selected right now, offers drag and drop functionality to accelerate laying out and configuring your interface. We have two modes, design mode and expression mode. And I know you may have some opinions on which mode you like better, but I'm here to tell you that throughout the rest of the year, we're going to be focusing on adding lots of new functionality to design mode so that you can be even faster than expression mode. So be on the lookout and make sure you give it a try. We're also in the editing view of our interface here. So you can select components in the interface live preview in the center there. And then once you select a component, we have our configuration panels show up on the right-hand side where you can further configure any behavior you need. Okay, coming back to our generated content, the wizard here. This is using our brand new wizard layout coming in 25.2, which is a single component. This is huge. You've always been able to do this your own from scratch, but now you're able to automatically get all of this for free and save development time. We're providing you with an out-of-the-box layout that's ready to use and simple to edit to your desired needs. Simply based on your data, Appian has automatically added plenty of functionality. Appropriate fields are marked as required, correct input types are generated, for example, incident date has a date field, and you'll notice that when we enter the incident date as a future date, we have our pre-configured validation that we made earlier pop up. It'll show up anywhere we reference that data field. Isn't that great? And we're also adding UX best practices to your form automatically. Since our status field has several options, we've put it into a drop-down to not clutter the form. But since our priority field only has 3 options, we've added a stylish card style radio button automatically. We've also automatically added the right amount of input margin so your inputs are beautifully spaced out and in appropriate sections and cards to give it that clean and easy to understand look. Let's walk through the rest of the steps that were generated for our wizard. You might have already heard in other sessions, but we have a significant new capability to add record documents. And we're of course making sure to incorporate that into our UI design generations. Appian is automatically generating a way for you to seamlessly upload your documents. And because we have a one-to-many relationship with our claim incident record type, it automatically generates an editable grid for us to enter our details about any of our incidents. So I'm going ahead there and entering all the details relevant for this incident. Have you ever wanted to see your site branding applied to your interface while you're designing? Things like accent color, button rounding, and input shape. Well, starting in 25.2, you no longer need to switch to your final site to see your branding. You can see it immediately from Interface Designer with our new branding preview feature. You may have already noticed that the live preview here is no longer using our Appian default branding. We're now pulling the branding configurations from our site, so we no longer need to switch to our site to see the final look. You can now change your testing flow to stay entirely in Interface Designer. You can see the branding applied to different elements, so you open the date picker, as well as the button rounding and accent color. And we're also pulling your typeface that you've set in the admin console and automatically applying it to all of your interface live previews. Okay, moving to the second outcome. Now that we have a great starting point from what was generated, it's time to go beyond that and start tweaking it to our specific business requirements using our powerful design tools. Now that we've looked through the entire generated wizard, we've checked our requirements and realized that the status field is actually going to be taken care of from the insurance agent side, so we're going to go ahead and delete that field from our interface live preview. This isn't a new capability in Interface Designer, but it's a powerful existing one that we're leveraging here. Now, let's see how we can make this design more to our liking, like switching our title bar, which I've opened up in the configuration panel on the right side there. I can see the different options for my title bar, allowing me to know which option I can expect because there's a visual element to it. So before I even click on an option, I know what it might look like. And within just one click, we're able to change the title bar of our form. We know this otherwise would have taken more time to create these visual changes, so Appian is making changes as simple as can be. Our configuration panel is a powerful tool to make changes to your interface, all from a no-code configuration. And once you make those changes, you'll see them in your live preview, so you can change elements of your UIs and see them instantly without having to manually deploy. At Appian, we know the importance of time to value, and we're taking the performance of interface designers seriously. Maybe some of you don't prefer to use design mode for your own reasons, but now we're not just adding new tools, we're also making things faster so you can build great UIs faster. We're continuing to make updates each quarter, so you'll notice that as you work in design mode and throughout Interface Designer, it will be speedier, with the improvements of up to 400%. Things like dragging and dropping elements, configuring parameters in design mode, and viewing your updates in the live preview will be faster. Okay, the image title bar option is best suited for our wizard since it will be used as a full page wizard and it adds a nice visual pop, so we're going to go ahead and stick with that. I'll get into explaining the other options for the title bar later in our session. As you can see, our fields in our wizard have been marked as required, so let's add in a custom message to those fields if they're not filled out to let our users know what they should do. It's a design best practice that makes our interfaces intuitive. We're adding in a message if the amount field is not filled out. And when the user tries to click next on our wizard, we have our required message pop up so they know what to do. Earlier in our demo, we saw how we can set up validations on individual record fields. When we want to add validations based on values of dependent fields in our wizard steps, we can set up step-level validations. Let's take a look at how we can do that. In our wizard, we want to ensure that all incidents that have police involved make sure to cite the police report number. We can easily set up that validation from our configuration panel and set up whichever desired expression that we want, making it easy to tweak our form to our desired behavior. Appian is great for setting up both simple and complex behavior. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add in details about the incident. And if I say that police are involved without the number, our validation shows up. And then once I go ahead and add in the police number, our validation goes away. To make your lives easier, we've also baked in responsiveness best practices into our generated UI, making it easy for you to test with our existing device with preview feature. You can view your interface across various desktop, tablet, and mobile previews to get a sense of how this will look across screen sizes before you even have to deploy your application. As you can see, the interfaces automatically adjust and adapt the layout to fit various screen sizes. This eliminates the need to create separate interfaces for different devices, saving you development time and effort. As a reminder, it's best practice to check for responsiveness as you're developing. That way you can ensure that the layout, spacing, and components look good on any device. And based on this information, you can make any tweaks as needed. Now, we all know that the requirements given to us at the start of the project are never the same by the end of the project. They're bound to change. Let's say your requirements change and you need to add a step to your wizard. Well, you can easily do that from design mode in our brand new wizard layout. We understand that your scope could change, and we want to make it as easy as possible to address that. You don't have to regenerate your wizard. Simply add your step with a few clicks. And there we have our new step, and I can update the label. Tying it back to what I started with, our wizard here is built around our data, creating a data-driven UI. It looks beautiful with fields that are formatted nicely and a classy header. And it's intuitive to follow. In the past, we as Appian have focused on generating UIs based on your data, but now we're also guiding you with the user experience of your interface. We've focused on building new components to use in your interface, but now we're also helping you with the design flow of building your interface. As you can see, we've added a lot of new functionality to our generation flow, new configurations to design mode, and have also improved the performance. So make sure you try out all these features on the next project that you're building. Okay, now let's take a look at our insurance claim form from our end user site. Looks beautiful, right? Not only did we quickly develop our form based on our data and make our desired changes easily, now our user will also have a quick and easy time filling out their claim. Let's face it, you're probably not thinking straight if you've just experienced a car accident, so having this claim form be intuitive and quick to fill out is important. To summarize what we covered so far, I want to emphasize that with our new generation flow, you can tie your UI to your data model, where you can then easily make changes to meet your business requirements with our existing and brand new tools, so that you can ultimately create beautiful experiences in Appian for your users. Okay, everyone, we're more than halfway through. Now we're going to switch to our second use case, the agent approval form. Not every UI can start with the generation flow, so we're going to move on to our second form, the approval form for our insurance agent. This is a use case that doesn't use our generated create record action, so we're going to be building this beautiful experience from scratch in Interface Designer. After our user submits their insurance claim, an insurance agent will give an approval decision. It's important that we make this interface as intuitive as possible, so the process will be straightforward and easy to follow, and our user can get a decision on their approval claim faster. We're gonna, again, tie in those 3 outcomes from the beginning that we used for the first demo flow for this demo flow as well. So starting with our first topic, we're gonna generate functional interfaces connected to your data fabric. Before we actually start building the form, I want to showcase the powerful record list generation behavior we have. So we're in Sites Designer currently, and I'm going to add my data model as a site page in Sites Designer. This will generate a record list for us to work with. And you'll also notice that we have different branding configurations over here that we can customize our site with. Our insurance agent site needs to have different branding than our end user site according to our requirements, so we've gone ahead and made those changes. We switched the input, dialog, and button shape from rounded to semi-rounded, and updated the accent color. And with the new branding preview feature, you'll be able to see these configurations apply to your interface as you're working in Interface Designer. Let's open up our site. As you can see, we're automatically giving you good UX for free and formatting fields like priorities, so you don't need to focus on that. We also have some record filters automatically generate, so you can further filter your data to see what's relevant to you. I'm going to go ahead and click on a claim in my grid. And when I open that, I can see the automatically generated summary view that looks more modern and intuitive, and that was designed based on our data, which we can also further tailor to our specific needs. Our actions there, and this is the approval form that we're going to walk through building. So looking through our summary view, we have a new modern milestone that shows you the status of your case. But if you prefer a different milestone styling, you can easily update that in Interface Designer. We're also using your data to make smart design decisions, like automatically separating out long text fields like description into their own section. And the update and delete actions that were generated automatically also show up here to help your users see what business flows they can take. Appian is helping you out by taking care of the bulk of the design work based on your data and record actions. We're accelerating your starting point so you can just focus on making it specific to your business requirements. So in terms of the flow, this is the claim that has been submitted, and now our insurance agent is going to review the claim to give it an approval decision. Let's see how we can build this approval form. And of course, let's use our powerful tools to configure our desired behavior. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to build this form from scratch in Interface Designer since it doesn't have an associated generated record action flow. But I want to pause and take a look at the blank state of Interface Designer. In the top right corner, you can see our AI Copilot feature. If I have a PDF of the form that I want to build, I can upload that PDF and AI will automatically convert that into a ready-to-use sale interface. This feature has been released for quite a bit now, but it enables you to build faster and serves as a great starting point if you're new to developing an Appian and building forms. But since we don't have a PDF from our requirements team, we're going to start building another way. As you can see, in Interface Designer, we make it easy for you and provide a number of out-of-the-box patterns and examples. These tools not only speed up your design and delivery, but are also intended to inspire you with real-world examples of what's modern and intuitive. Let's choose our form with a simple header template over there. This has been updated with our new form layout and title bar template in 25.2. Using our drag and drop framework, we're going to drag in the appropriate layouts to build out our beautiful interface. As I drag in the necessary layouts and inputs, I can also easily make changes I need from the live preview, like editing the labels, deleting any unneeded elements, and switching up the order. After we work on the form some more, connect it to our record data, and make some changes based on our business requirements, we end up with a delightful approval form as seen here. I jumped over the part of the finer details of building out this interface since those are steps that you're already familiar with from working in Interface Designer. Since this interface is for our separate insurance agent site, which had different branding configurations, you can see them apply to the live preview here. And because I chose a form template, it already has the form layout configured. Let's revisit our brand new title bar templates and see our options from the configuration panel. As I cycle through the options, I can see the live preview update with my selection. Breaking that down further, the simple title bar is best for forms that are used regularly and displayed in dialogues. The full title bar is suitable for both full-page forms and dialogues and adds a dash of color to your form's overall look. For forms intended for end consumers like portal forms or onboarding forms, an image title bar is a great choice with its strong visual impact. We're going to go ahead and stick with our full title bar option since our form is going to be in a dialogue. Now I'm going to add some informative secondary text to our form to enable our new AI suggested icon feature coming in 25.2. We're enabling different ways to help you build beautiful designs with AI. I'll go ahead and click on it. I can see the new generated icons from AI. I can cycle through the options and pick the options that's best suited for my business requirements with the help of AI. Speaking of our form being in a dialogue, I wanted to call out that starting in 25.2, we have new options to control the height and width of your dialogue separately to give you more flexibility. Configuring a narrower width and keeping your inputs in a single column can provide a better user experience when your users are filling out a form. So make sure to check any of your existing record action dialogues and see if you want to update the heights and widths of your dialogue. Appian has also updated the default dialogue sizes for record actions to have a narrower width to look more sleek. So we're going to go ahead and stick with the default. Now, bringing it back home, let's take a look at our approval form from our end site. Amazing. Now our insurance agent can quickly and efficiently do their job, which helps our users get their answer faster about their auto insurance claim. With Appian's new UI design capabilities, we're taking care of the bulk of the initial design work so that you as a developer have more time to focus on your specific business requirements, no matter how complex. With Appian, you can generate fully functional, data-driven interfaces in just a few minutes. You can easily create thorough and beautiful experiences across many devices for your end users. We can't wait to see what you all create. Now, if you're looking for more inspiration on how to design interfaces that will wow your users, we have you covered. See the art of the possible and learn component-specific tips and tricks in our sale design system. This library of tools, guidelines, and designs will guide you through how to design elegant and easy-to-use interfaces that will wow your users. Here are some concrete examples of the kind of beautiful UIs available in the sale design system. These aren't just theoretical examples, they're readily available in our design system page. You can explore these in detail and see how they're put together, and even copy elements of these interfaces to use in your own projects. Think of it as a library of inspiration and reusable components. Our UX designers have put a lot of thought into these examples, making sure they adhere to best practices for usabilities, so not only will your UIs look great, but they'll also provide a fantastic user experience. Definitely recommend spending some time exploring this page after this session. And beyond that, I want to emphasize the importance of community. The Appian community page is an invaluable resource. It's a place where you, as developers, can connect with others and ask questions and share your experiences. It's not just about troubleshooting or finding quick answers. It's about building relationships, learning from different perspectives, and staying up to date with the latest best practices and innovations within the Appian ecosystem. Whether you're a seasoned developer or new to developing Appian, the Appian community is a great place to ask questions, share your knowledge, learn from others, and stay informed. All right, that concludes our presentation on designing powerful user experiences. I want to thank you all for your attention and engagement today. I hope you've gained some valuable insights about designing powerful experiences in Appian, and I hope you'll be able to use those in your next building journey. Thank you all.